Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer and welcome to Best Kept Plans. Today's video is actually going to be a combined budget with me and cash envelope stuffing for the paycheck that I received on November 10th, 2022. If you're interested in seeing that, please stick around. So I wanted to start out at first with a quick apology. I do like to try and get my budget with me's up on the day that I get paid. I did get paid on November 10th. You're going to be watching this video either the 11th or the 12th, depending on how quickly I can edit and upload it. I think I just underestimated how busy I was going to be this week. I got back from vacation earlier in the week, and getting back to work, there was just a bunch of stuff that had been a little backed up from me being away. So I didn't have time to film my budget with me when I got back. And so that's why I did not post on the 10th. I did actually get paid on the 10th and I was able to go to the bank. So I figured that it would be best to just do a combined budget with me cash envelope stuffing versus splitting up the two videos and having to upload two different videos. It's just a little easier for me to do it this way. I did want to start out in the monthly view of the Budget by Paycheck workbook from the Budget Mom. Again, we're budgeting for the paycheck on the 10th. That means everything listed between the 10th and the 24th is going to be paid with this paycheck. You will see that the bills that I'm going to be paying are anything in this lavender color here. So it's going to be my Netflix, car payment, Optimum, and Verizon. But there's also a bunch of yellow with regards to different savings challenges that I will have to contribute to. And also my Disney Plus subscription I paid annually, and that is due on the 17th. So if we cut forward to the paycheck budget tracker for this paycheck, we're going to start out in the income section, and the income section does look just a little bit different than usual. I do have my usual $3,000 budgeted for my full-time job, but I also added in that I'm going to be pulling $95 from my subscriptions sinking fund for that Disney Plus membership. So total, my budgeted income is $3,095. If we head down to the bills section, you will see all of those bills that were in my monthly spread listed here. My Netflix is due on the 19th and I'm budgeting $17 for that. Optimum due on the 22nd and I'm budgeting $205. Verizon due on the 23rd and I'm budgeting $125. And then my car payment is due on the 22nd and I'm budgeting $460. I also included that Disney Plus subscription here, which is due on the 17th and I'm budgeting $95 for that. If I add all of that up together, it does equal $902. And if I subtract that from the $3,000 I'm budgeting my income, $3,095 I'm budgeting my income to be, I'm left with $2,193. And that's what I'm going to bring down to the envelopes or variable expense section of the paycheck budget tracker. This is where you budget money for things that you know you're going to spend money on during the pay period, but don't have set amounts. So for me, that's groceries, eating out, gas, and miscellaneous. There might be some other things for you in your budget that you consider variable expenses. I always use the same categories and the same budgeted amounts for this section. So for groceries, I budget $200. Eating out, I budget $75. Gas, I budget $75. And then miscellaneous, I budget $150. And miscellaneous for me is where I might go to the movies and pay for it that way. Purchase a book. I go to a store and I see a clothing item. I need some type of facial scrub or beauty related product. That would all come out of my miscellaneous envelope. For me, all of these added together do equal $500, and if I subtract that from the $2,193 we were left with after paying my bills, I do have $1,693 left, which is what we are going to bring up to the sinking fund section of the paycheck budget tracker. Now, I am all saved for my 2022 sinking funds. What we see here are my 2023 sinking funds. I decided to get a head start on them and start saving for them in 2022. I always have the same sinking funds and the same amounts listed. That's $50 for travel, $25 for Christmas, $15 for subscriptions, $20 for medical, $50 for car maintenance, $110 for car insurance and taxes, $25 for birthdays, and $20 for holidays. All of my sinking funds added together do equal $315, and if I subtract that from the $1,693 I was left with after paying my bills and contributing to my variable expenses, I do have $1,378. Now, the next section we're going to pop to is going to be the extra debt section. I did buy a new car in June 2022. I'm trying to pay that car off quickly. I have had questions about my debt plan, why I've chosen to pay off my car debt more quickly versus focusing on my student loans or saving for a house or what have you. I think that debt versus savings and the order in which you pay your debt is a very personal thing. For me, the fact that I want to buy a house has very much contributed to what I put towards savings versus what I put towards extra debt payments. It's also factored into how I'm paying off my debt. I do have student loan debt. I'm really, really hoping for at least some student loan debt forgiveness from the Biden-Harris administration. That is unfortunately currently on hold as legal proceedings make their way through the court systems. But I'm really, really hoping for some debt relief for that. My job also is having loan forgiveness right now. They're basically contributing to my loan payments and paying off some of my college loans for me, which is really exciting. And so I'm hoping that my student loan balance is going to be lessening due to my job paying some of it and then hopefully some debt forgiveness. I also think that student loan debt is going to factor in less towards me trying to get a mortgage than a car payment or than a car loan. And that's really why I'm focusing on paying off my car more quickly versus putting more cash towards my student loan debt. So in this extra debt section, you see that I am going to be putting $378 towards my car on top of my usual car payment for this pay period. And again, it's a personal decision, but for me, I'm worried that that car loan is going to negatively impact my ability to get a mortgage when I try to get a mortgage, more so than a student loan. Okay, so that's why I'm putting my extra money there. If I subtract that $378 from what I was left with after paying my bills, contributing to my variable expenses and contributing to my sinking funds, I have $1,000 even. And that is what I'm going to put towards my house. Still actively trying to save for a home, still getting completely disappointed with what is out there and what things are costing, which is frustrating beyond belief, but I'm still actively saving for a house. I do have a good amount of a down payment saved, but I do want to keep contributing to it because things always pop up, cost of having a, oh God, what do they call it? Oh no, this is so bad. Cost of having an inspection if I do decide to move forward with a home. Other costs like closing costs factor in. There's a bunch of other things. Just furnishing a home. I've never lived on my own before, so furnishing a home. I do have a separate account that I've kind of years ago put money into for that, but I'm constantly contributing to my house savings, and I want to be very actively doing that and continuing to do that towards the end of the year and into 2023. So after I put that $1,000 into my house savings, we are left with $0, which is what we should be left with, because that the Budget Mom has a zero-based budget method. Now, I do have my cash envelope breakdown here. I'm not going to go into details about it because we are going to stuff my envelopes right now. So I'm going to lay out all of my cash. Again, I zoom you all in pretty closely, so you usually can't see my ones, my fives, or my hundreds, but they are here, I promise. So let me start laying everything out. Now, I did remember to update all of my envelopes. The only thing that I forgot to do was I totally forgot to put together the envelope that I have for November from the Budget Moms 2022 Savings Challenges. So I do have it printed. I just haven't actually put the envelope together yet. It's actually, I think it's sitting, see if I can, it's right back here. See, so that's the November envelope. I just have to cut it out and tape it together. I just totally forgot to do that. So when it comes to that part of this stuffing, I'll just put that money aside until I can put that envelope together. So the first thing I do want to talk about is my emergency fund. I always chat with you all about my emergency fund. I do have an established account at my bank that is my emergency fund, but I wanted a way to continue to contribute to that without actually having to budget for it. So what I do is at the the end of every pay period, if I have any cash left over in my variable expense envelopes, which are my miscellaneous, my eating out, and my gas envelopes, I take that money and I put it in this emergency fund envelope. My goal is to get to $1,000. I'll then empty this envelope, deposit that $1,000 in my emergency fund bank account, and then start over again. With this pay period, this past pay period, I was able to deposit $55 into this envelope. So we should have a total of $610 in this emergency fund. Let's count that together. 100, 152, 253, 354, 450, 470, 490, 510, 530, 550, 570, 590, 600, 601, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 610. So we do have that $610. It's so exciting to see that we're just like inching closer to the $1,000 mark. Very, very happy about that. And I did update my tracker on the front. Next, we are going to contribute to my variable expense cash envelopes. I did print out new envelopes for November. These are from my Etsy shop. My Etsy shop is always linked down below in the description box. And we are going to be starting out with my eating out envelope. Whoopsies. And that's going to be getting $75. And it's going to be getting it in a little bit different of its normal denominations because of the savings challenges, which we will eventually get to. So I'm going to be taking 3 20s, a 10, and a 5. And we will count that up together to make sure that's $75. So we have 20, 40, 60, 70, 75. So that's going to go into this envelope. Again, I did update the envelope, and you do see that I'm going to be pulling out some cash from here for one of my challenges. Next, we have gas. Similarly, the denominations for this are a little bit different because of the savings challenges. So I'm pulling out 3 20s, 2 5s, and 5 singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, did I say 3 singles or 5 singles? I don't know. Probably got that wrong. So let's count this up. 20, 40, 60, 65, 70, 71, 2, 3, 4, 75. And again, I will be pulling some cash out of here for some savings challenges, which I did put on the back of my tracker here. You can also see that I made some little notes for myself here in pencil because I have to pull out so much cash. I can't pull it all out from my miscellaneous envelope, like I usually do. So that's why I kind of had to break it up, and I wanted to make sure I remembered that. Next, we do have my miscellaneous envelope. This will be getting $150, and we're doing that in 2 $50 bills, 2 $20 bills, a $5 bill, and 5 singles, and I think these are the last of my singles. Yeah, it is. Okay, so let's count that up, make sure that's $150. 50, 100, 120, 140, 145, 46, 47, 48, 49, 150. So we're going to put this in this envelope. And I did remember to factor in denominations, so like the denominations I needed for my challenges, so it should be easier than last time. Next, we're going to be contributing to my sinking funds, the first of which is my travel sinking fund. This is a rolling sinking fund. That means that I just contribute cash to it every single pay period, no matter what. It doesn't have a monetary goal. What I did with the tracker on the front of this envelope is instead of putting a dollar amount for each line to reach a goal amount, I just put the months from when I started this envelope all the way until when I was done with spaces. So it's basically a year's worth. There's 12 lines on here. And at the end of every month, I mark off the tracker. So after last pay period, I did mark off the October tracker. This is our first contribution for November, so I'm not going to mark off November until next pay period. We will be contributing $50 in a single $50 bill. And with that contribution, we will have $14.32 in this envelope, which is very exciting considering that I just got back from vacation. I do not have another trip planned, and I already have $1,000, almost $1,500 towards it for whenever I do have another trip coming up. So let's count this together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1,000, 11, 12, 1250, 13, 12, 1350, 14, 14, 20, 14, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 14, 30, 14, 31, 14, 32. Very, very exciting. Next, we have my Christmas sinking fund. This is going to be getting $25 in a $20 bill and a $5 bill. And again, this is for Christmas 2023. So we haven't even hit Christmas 2022, and I'm already saving for 2023. With this deposit, we should have $125 in this envelope. So let's add in these bills and count that up. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 110, 15, 20, 125. And I did update the tracker on the front for this one as well. Was I able to add? Yes, I was. I was able to mark something off on here, so that's cool. Next, we have subscriptions. This for 2023 is basically just going to be for Amazon Prime and Disney Plus. I do have other subscriptions. I have Spotify and Netflix, but those are paid monthly. They don't have annual options. I used to pay for Hulu, but I decided to get rid of it because I really don't use it. And so it's just going to be for Amazon and Disney Plus, and that's going to be getting $15 in a $10 bill and a $5 bill. So we have $15 here. And with this $15, we should have a total of $75 in this envelope. Yeah. So let's see, 20, 40, 60, 70, 75. Perfect. And I was able to fill in that tracker. Next, we have my medical sinking fund. This is for copays, prescriptions, but mostly for eyeglasses. I do wear glasses and I purchase them every year. So I do use the bulk majority of this for that. It's going to be getting $20 in a single $20 bill. And with that, we should have $100 in this envelope. So let's count that all up together. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. I actually have to go for my annual eye exam soon. So my medical sinking fund for 2022 is going to be utilized very soon for some new eyeglasses, which I'm excited about because I love my current frames, but I don't know what I did. At some point, I totally scratched like the right lens, and it doesn't necessarily mess with my ability to see things, but like every once in a while, I'm like, what is that like smudge, or like what is that, why is that like cloudy? And it's actually that scratch. So it'll be nice to not have to worry about that. Next, we're going to do my car maintenance sinking fund. This is going to be getting $50 in a single $50 bill. It's our last 50, so let me scooch all my bills here. We can see all the bills I have left. Now, this used to be a rolling sinking fund where I would just contribute it to it every single pay period with no monetary goal. But when I purchased my new vehicle, I decided that I didn't think that was really necessary. So I've decided to make this an envelope that has a goal of $1,000. Once I hit $1,000, I'm going to stop contributing to it because of the fact that I have a new car. If I use money from it for something like an oil change, I will then start contributing to it again slowly until I hit that $1,000 mark, and keep going with that probably for at least 2, 3, maybe 4 years. Once my car hits, I mean, there's no way I would wait longer than 4 years. Like once it hits that 4-year mark, I'm definitely going to start contributing to it again regularly as a rolling sinking fund, because kind of going from 4 to 5 years, you have to start thinking about, am I going to need new battery soon? Am I going to need new brakes soon? Am I going to need new tires soon? Like, what am I going to need soon? So having $1,000 at that point will be a good start, but I'll definitely want to be contributing regularly to it at that point. Right now we have with this deposit, we'll have $803 in this envelope. So just about $200 more left to save until we hit my goal. So let's count that up. 152, 253, 354, 455, 556, 657, 758, 801, 802, 803. And like part of me, like as I get closer to the $1,000 mark, I'm like, maybe I should push it up to $1,500. Maybe I should push it up to $2,000. Like, because I'm just so used to having a car maintenance sinking fund that I always contribute to. So I need to kind of like figure out how to manage that anxiety or fear or whatever you want to call it. Now we're going to be contributing $110 to my car insurance and taxes sinking fund. I pay my car insurance annually in July, and I also live in a state that has car taxes, and I pay those annually in July as well. So I save $110 a pay period to have all of that money ready to go in July of 2023. With this deposit, we should have $550. So let's count that up and see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 520, 30, 40, 50. So 550 is in this envelope. Very excited about this. I think the goal, yeah, it's 2,200, higher than it was last year, and that's because I do have a new car, so I know my car taxes are going to be a lot higher. My old car was 8 years old. My car taxes were under 500 for the year. I think it was like 460 or something like that. With a new car, they're definitely going to be way higher than that. I think when I first got my last car, like the car before the one I'm driving now, it was like 800 and something a year. But I could be wrong because that was a while ago. Birthday sinking funds getting $25 in a $20 bill and our last $5 bill. So we have $25 here. With this deposit, we should have $125 in this envelope. And so let's count that up. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 105, 10, 15, 20, 125. And then the last envelope we're going to be contributing to is my holidays envelope. This is for random holiday things. Halloween candy, holiday related decor. I don't know. That's kind of it. Oh, Mother's Day, Father's Day. That was the main reason I made this envelope. So it's going to be getting my last $20 bill here. And with that $20 bill, we should have a total of $100 in this envelope. So let's add that in and count it all up. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So we do have $100 here. Uh-oh, that's my house phone. Let me pause for 1 second. Okay, so we took a pause for my phone. But in that pause, I did switch over to my 52-week challenge tracker. This tracker, along with my 52-week challenge envelope, are both available in my Etsy shop, which again is listed down below in the description box. I do sell them separately. That way, if you like the tracker but not the envelope, or vice versa, you don't have to purchase both. I am so excited about how this 52-week challenge has gone this year. It's the first time I ever attempted it, and I really enjoyed doing it. For 2023, I'm actually going to do, oh geez, what's happening here? I'm actually going to do the 52-week challenge, but in reverse. And I don't know if I printed it yet. Oh yeah, I did. So I made it. I made the whole thing. Oh no, wait, I'm noticing issues though. See, this is why it's good to print things out ahead of time. Wow. Okay, so I did make it, but if you notice, there's like all these weird things with some of the numbers not being in the correct spot. So I'm going to have to go back and fix that and figure out why the heck it's doing that. Very odd. But anyways, I am going to be doing the 52-week challenge again in 2023. I'm just going to be doing it reversed, which I'm super excited about. I feel like that'll be even more motivating because the only issue I had with the 52-week challenge tracker, or not tracker itself, but the challenge itself in 2022 is that in the beginning, I feel like the envelope grows so slowly that it's not super motivating. So I'm hoping that by doing it in reverse, like it really motivates me in the beginning of the year to be saving. So I do contribute to the 52-week challenge 2 weeks at a time because I get paid bi-weekly. I like doing it all in the beginning when I get paid because I don't want to come into the second week and not have enough money in my envelopes to contribute to it. So with this pay period, we're doing weeks 45 and 46. So I'm going to check both of those off. It's a very exciting contribution because it's going to get us over the $1,000 mark. And I am going to switch back to our cash envelope breakdown only because I need to know exactly where I'm pulling what from. So if you'll notice, I did make these little notes for myself. So eating out envelope, I'm taking out the $45, and then gas, I'm taking out the $46. So let's go to those envelopes. So eating out, we're taking $45 out. Okay. And so we're going to do that in two 20s and a 5. So we should have $30 left. which is what it says on the tracker. So we're good there. Okay, so that's all done. Now let me zoom out a little. It's like we're like too close here. So I do have my $45 here. I'm going to put that aside. And for my gas envelope, we are going to be pulling out 46. So I'm going to do that in 220s, a 5, and a single. And we should have 29 left. So let's count that. 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. There is a $5 bill in here though, and I am going to remove that for my $5 challenge, and I did mark that on my tracker. So that'll do after we stuff the rest of these envelopes here. Okay, so now I should have the 45 and the 46 together at this point. Let's count up how much that is. 20, 40, 60, 80, 85, 90, 91. And on my 52-week challenge envelope, I always add the 2 weeks together and put them listed here because I'm depositing them at the same time. Another great thing that I only just realized is that by contributing to it every pay period and adding those 2 weeks together on the tracker, this envelope actually gives me the perfect amount of spaces for the entire year. So I have one more paycheck in November and 2 paychecks in December. And so I have the exact right amount of spaces for this envelope for an entire year because I contribute to it bi-weekly. So that's really cool. So I have my $91 here. With this deposit, I should have $10.81 in this envelope. Oh my God, I'm so excited for this. So excited for this. Okay, there's a lot of singles. I might have to end up condensing this. This is starting to get kind of fluffed up again. All right, let's count this together. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600, 657, 758, 820, 40, 60, 80, 900, 920, 40, 60, 80, 1,000. We have 20, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 61, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 70, 71, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 80. And that is going to be 1081. Perfect. So we do have the correct amount in our envelope. Very exciting. Yeah, I'm definitely going to see about trying to like condense that. I don't ever do condensing videos because I actually like having small bills if I have to make change here and there. But when an envelope like this gets super puffed up, it does make sense to condense it. Next, we have the 52-week challenge contribution, which again, I don't have my envelope printed out. So, or I do have it printed out, but I don't have it put together. So we're not going to put that money in the envelope right now, but I am going to pull it out. And I'm going to come to my November monthly spread for that. So we did the 45 and the 46 for my 52-week challenge. I'm going to check those off. So what we have left to do is save 22, 20, 32, and 20 for my 2022 savings challenge from the Budget Mom. And all of that added up adds to $94. And so I'm going to take $94 out of this miscellaneous envelope. It's coming out of my miscellaneous envelope. So 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 91, 2, 3, 4. So we should have $56 left, which we do, but I am going to be pulling out that $5 bill for my $5 challenge, and I did mark that off on the tracker. So this is $94 here. Let's just count it up again and make sure. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 91, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to put this aside. It will end up in that November envelope. I just have to put it together. And that is it. I'm going to mark off all these. That is it. I'm so excited for this combined budget with me and cash envelope stuffing. It's a long video, yes, but it just made more sense for me to do them together. That way I just had to upload one video on YouTube. So I'm hoping this is going to end up uploading on Friday the 11th. That's the day that I'm filming this today. But if not, you will see it on Saturday the 12th. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about the way I budget, the way I use the Budget by Paycheck workbook, please don't hesitate to put them down below. And as always, everyone, please be safe. Bye-bye.